Hello, and welcome to Rainbows and Razor Blades Productions, where chaos reigns in all of our content. I'm Kristen, your GM for tonight. Let's meet my friends first. Let's start with Tim.
I'm Tim. Just blanked on everything else. Flame Blackmore on Twitter. I'm playing Lobo, the murder hobo.
Oh, no.
Weirdo.
Boy, that kiss really
Weirdo.
messed you up, dude.
Yeah, I know. Still recovering from last session. DK messed with my mind, and it's still broken. So
DK does that to us all.
yeah.
Let's
Part of her
go
charm.
on to Cat.
Hi, I'm Kat. I Obscura, the Netrunner tonight, and Lobo's little sister, who has not decided how she's going to deal with his bullshit from last week.
There.
But that's about it.
Eric with onesie.
Hi, my name is Eric. I'm playing as the Fixer Half Moon Harvey. I'm also known as Trials of Bren TTRPG on both Instagram and Twitter. And let's fuck shit up.
Eric with twosies.
I am Domino, the exec, and I am as accurate with my pistol as I am with my knowledge of business.
Poor Domino.
He tries so hard. I will give him that.
Fate does not smile often, does it?
Unless he's intimidating somebody, and then he's good to go.
He missed his calling as an intimidator. Anyways, we are playing Cyberpunk tonight, a 5e homebrew of... I mean, it's still the same world. I just created my whole own city on the
You called it a 5e homebrew, right?
Cyberpunk home. I play too much 5e. Created my own city on the ashes of where Detroit once stood. Previously in our campaign, our adventurers had been hired by Rockland Augmentics after breaking into Rockland Augmentics to go and get information any way they could from a fixer named Risk. Before they could get to that, though, they were sent on a slide ride down into Ignotus, the prison level of Somnum Exterreri, where their only note to go on was to find Jimmy the Snake. And I almost said Jake the Snake. We all keep calling him that. They found the designers that had gone missing from Rockland. They found the wife and children of one of Lobo and Obscura's friends. They made sure that they were safe or coming with them in the case of the designers. Patches ran into a friend, Clyde, who also came out of the depths with them. While they were down there, there was a food court side adventure because
We were hungry.
Bread, they eat breader. Holy shit.
Are you okay?
Best
Words
recap
are
ever.
hard, y'all. And did you know you can get that
On a
as a
shirt.
shirt? Let me pimp our merch quick.
Oh.
They eat better on the prison level, at least in the Furidamu, the city of the free that floats around down there, thanks to hydroponics and genetically engineered variations of sea creatures. When they exited Ignotus, Half Moon Harvey noticed a slightly creepy woman with 8 legs that could be either spider or octopus, whatever the case asked for, hanging out on the wall. And knowing that this was Lobo's ex and what was likely to happen. He took off for Dulce's to enlist her help in staving off what could turn into a whole ass war on the Ignis level. Some words were exchanged, some kisses were exchanged, one of which included poison. Some shots were exchanged after Frink showed up. Frink did take his leave, since while they were down in Ignotus, he had taken out Jacinda Hidalgo, the face of Rockland Augmentic, to step into her shoes. Mildly wounded, he took the elevator that would take him expressly up to the Invicta level, where he was met by the face of Danger Gal, who Kiara, Lobo's ex, Frink's current flame, and all around straight crazy cold bitch works for. Her boss, Michiko Sanderson ni Uraska, who met him with her favorite gilded long knife, stuck it in his gut, told him congratulations, and then walked away. He then took a picture of the ceremonial long knife and sent it to Kiara and said, "Hey, I got you a present."
Because of course he did.
Half Moon Harvey then returned with Dulcie and her booster gang on motorcycles to cut everybody off. That's when Frink left. Kiara hung out for a minute, and it was insinuated with some noticing of hand gestures that she was being invited by Dulcie to stick around. And so our group made their way to Half Moon Harvey's bar, which I'm blanking on the name.
Howlers.
Howlers, thank you. Atop motorcycles and with Kiara skittering on her spider legs along the wall, following. So Harvey, you were on the back of a motorcycle with one of the booster gang. You were right behind Dulcie, who was sitting in a side saddle sidecar.
Okay.
And then the rest of you probably just hopped on with whoever had the room behind them.
Yeah, I just picked one and was like, let's fucking go.
You're welcome, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
I need drink. So
All right.
much drink.
Hey, yeah, I don't have a
Kira,
lot.
you do notice now that you are above ground that you do have a message from Nicholas, quite frantic on not being able to get a hold of you all the previous day because you missed a date.
I was not informed that we had a date. I thought it
You
was just
thought it was.
coffee. Well, he doesn't really communicate very well. He needs to be more clear with his intentions. Well, I can't
Man.
text him on the bike, so I'll wait till we get there.
Man, am I right?
Not with an attitude like that, you can't.
I need drink.
You need drink because you did not kill Fink.
Only part of it.
Hey, look,
All
if
right.
it
What
makes
does
you
the
feel
message-
better.
So
if it
what
makes
does
you
the
feel
message say?
The message says, "Cher, where you been? We were supposed to meet yesterday for coffee and you never showed up. Please get back to me. I was really looking forward to this date," is the first one. And then you have about 5 others that are like, "I'm really getting worried. Where are you?"
Okay, well, I'm just like, okay, text soon. And then I just send it so that he at least gets the message once I realize there's like a bajillion.
Oh. I love my sister.
But you do make it to Howlers. It's only about a mile away from where the fight took place, maybe about a mile and a half, taking the alleyways. And as you roll up, It is still closed, Harvey, because you did close it as you went on your way. Uh,
Mhm.
you usually would have a bartender back up, but you weren't exactly sure where your day was going to take you, and it definitely took you places.
I kind of like just streak my finger across the bar top, notice the amount of dust on it, and just kind of shake my head, like more disappointed in myself about it. And I look at Lobo and I go, I don't get inventory until tomorrow, but seriously, what poison do you want? If you haven't already been.
Yeah, he already has. Hey, you got any of that good whiskey you were mentioning you had before?
Like tiny little bottles. We don't get them often, but I think
Mm.
today deserves the occasion. As long as you're not taking all of it.
Well, I'll
I'm
take a shot
gonna.
of that and then a bottle of whatever your bottom shelf whiskey is. I need more than just a shot.
Well,
Dulcie does look
I'll-
over at Lobo and the state that he's in, and she says, well, thought I might need this. And she pulls out a very, very old bottle, like easily 100-year-old bottle of unopened tequila with the worm in the bottom. And she hands it over to you, Lobo. You look like you need this.
I do not know what to say. And there's one big tear rolling down his cheek as he pops it and starts to chug.
Dulcie wanders over by you, Obscura, and says, I would apologize for what's about to happen. I think it's going to be entertaining.
I haven't decided what's going to happen yet. I'm going to take the shot and the bottle of whatever bottom shelf stuff Harvey gives and goes. She goes and sits across the room from him and just pulls her hair out of her clip and just sits there.
I got a bottle of Bottom Shelf. It's an actual brand. It's Bottom Shelf.
Good enough.
There's
And
there's a
Dulcie's the only one of her gang who has walked in. All the rest of them, you do hear the majority of the motorcycles leaving, except for her right-hand guy who was on the bike with her. You have no idea where Kiara went. She had been skittering alongside of you, but
Trying not to think about it.
So Obscura takes her shot, pulls her phone out, and says, and texts Nick back, and she tells him some shit went down. I'm at this bar. If you want to find me, this is where I am, and then send it and just go back to drinking and glaring at her brother.
I look at Domino and I go, hey, Domino, you want a mixed Irish drink?
I can make my own.
Okay. And then I just kind of pour whiskey into whiskey and go, suit yourself.
It's been rough. I'm actually gonna stick to water, and I'll pour a bit of gin and vodka together.
Yeah, suit yourself. If you want some of the bottom shelf stuff, I got second floor, it's called. And I just give it to him. I would have first floor, but poisonous. So
I'll tuck it away. Anything going on around here that indicates what might be happening recently? Any indication about why things have gone so sideways?
not that I'm not even going to make you roll for it because outside of uh just the normal seeing things as you drive
Mm.
over to Howlers, Ignis isn't really where you're going to see all of that happening because it's the
Mhm.
working class people that eat slop
Yeah, but
and
sometimes they
kibble.
have more information just in their routines and stuff that might indicate something. It was a wild guess, but just checking around and making sure that I don't miss anything.
But you do know that Dulcie usually has information before anybody else. So if you have questions and you're willing to ask her.
So, Dulcie likes good things, right? She
Mhm.
likes people. So, I'm gonna swing my jacket off, uh, dust it off, and and I'm going to use my wardroom style here to make it myself look much more presentable, and sit down next to her and pour her a drink and, of her just real water, just not nothing special, knowing that she's got way better stuff than what we've got, and just give her a sideline look and say, "So, what can we do to help you? Obviously, you have something for us."
Well, I have a vested interest in a couple members of your party. Uh, so mostly it was protecting my own interests in coming to help you. And I might have some more information if the right questions are asked.
And what are those questions?
That's for you to figure out, dear boy. You've known me long enough, Harvey.
That I have. That I have.
At
I know
this
what
point,
we owe.
Lobo stumbles over, puts an empty bottle on the bar, looks at Dulcie and says, "Worm was good, but hard to swallow. Um, who do I kill?"
Nobody right now.
If you drink that entire bottle, I will still take a resist torture drugs roll from you just to see if you can actually articulate words.
Just because I wanted to roll it. That's the 17. So
Okay, yeah, like you're a little bit slurry, but for all
Bruno
that you're putting on a
Zurzer
show of stumbling and all that, you're actually not too bad off.
is I still kill.
There's nobody to kill right now. You need to go sit the fuck down.
Mask. He's too
That's-
loud now. Um,
We got acoustics in here. I can hear you.
need something not as
Specific.
strong, but
Not as strong.
as bottle, but strong.
Janetta walks over with a
Water.
glass of water and puts it in front of your face.
Is
I mean, we can give him nitro water.
this
I
is
guess that'll help somehow.
that this is stronger. Okay. He will allow himself to be led away with the water.
Janetta, like, carrot with donkeys.
Yes. He has
They
been
go and
greatly
sit
diminished.
down. She looks at the table that you're sitting at, Obscura, and the look on your face, and she's like, let's go to this table over here.
But the pool table, yeah, I guess it's
But he
slanted,
looks
by the
back
way.
over at you, Domino, and says, well, what would you like to know that I might be able to tell you?
I look over at the others and say, "Well, suddenly getting a job offer, then not a job offer, and then another job offer, and then saying everything's cool after a little bit of firefight fisticuffs, that confuses me just a little bit. You know, we've been down, now we need to go up. I mean, let's be frank here, and well, let's not, because that would just mean threatening people for no reason.
I killed Fink.
We
That's
know.
another reason not to be frank. You get stabbed.
To be frank, I have to change my name.
That was a slow boil.
The golf clap, my friend.
So you're not here without explanation. So why are you? You said you're here to protect investment and protect people. What's your
Well,
ultimate goal here?
Patches and Harvey have worked for me for over a year now. I've invested in them, and so I invest in what they're doing. When Harvey came to get me saying there was a possibility of needing backup, I was more than happy to come along. You Make a human perception roll for me.
12.
You catch her looking out of the side of her eye towards where Patches is off and on, like more than you would expect, but you're not really getting any reason why.
Um,
But she does go on, and quite frankly, or frankly,
I kill Fink.
a fight in the streets of Ignis that could have gone worse than it did is not to the benefit of any of us. And it would bring more guards from Tempestus and Invicta down on us. And I mean, the petty joys that we do have in our lives now would start disappearing. And that's not good for anybody's business, especially that of the mob.
Is Patches with us?
Yeah, Patches kind of took a seat up at the bar and is uh she has taken a look at anybody's wounds and like patched them up with first aid and all that. So if anybody did take any wounds, she's had time to look at them.
Right, and
And
just
she's just kind of
because
like she has a drink. It's like one of the watered down beers that you know she likes because while she'll drink, she doesn't like to get drunk.
she's classy. I what's the situation with Risk? I'm saying that out of character.
As far as you know, so at the end of last session, at the end of the confrontation, so Frink had walked up, ripped up the contract. The fight ensued, and then it was alluded to that the reason he tore up the contract was because that contract was with Jacinda specifically
Hmm.
of Rockland. And so he still wanted you to do the job, but a new contract would need to be drawn up, and he was willing to renegotiate terms.
All right, I'm gonna be honest. I completely forgot what job we're on right now. That sewer vapors was getting to this part.
Well, we were supposed to Obscura just trends up with the whiskey in her hand, just sitting there. We were supposed to go to the casino and go, like, basically openly go after this guy Risk, and then we got shot down to the prison level. We've been running around there all night. So I don't even know exactly what the fucking job is anymore until these assholes decide to show back up and grace us with their presence.
Well, actually, hang on. Before you continue, I take the like your hand is up holding the bottle. I take it out and replace it with something better and goes, continue.
Thank you. So I don't really know what the deal is. I don't know if Frank wants to still go after this
I
guy.
kill Fink.
We fucking know.
I think he has tunnel vision, so we don't even have to ask him. So
Canetto gets up and walks past you, Harvey, and asks if you have any duct tape.
I kind of look at her in a slight panic, being like, "Are we talking the good stuff or the stuff that
I
we
mean,
say
I
is
don't
good?"
want to have to use WD-40 to get it off of his face, but you know.
I just bought that. Yeah. Fourth drawer, bottom row.
She walks over and she just gets like just enough for this. And Lobo, if you're resisting, make a perception check.
Perceive. Perceive. I don't. They're. At 12.
She sneaks like she said it low enough that you thought that she was probably just asking for another drink. She walks back over to the bar and she sneaks. Actually, let me roll her stealth just to see how well she does.
You rolled a 10 and a 10? Yeah.
That's a 33 on stealth. So
Damn.
you don't even notice her coming back around from the bar. And the next thing you know, there's just tape over your mouth, and she has your arms pinned down hard enough that you can't lift them up. Continue.
I'm very curious where he even learned to do that.
I know, but it looks like it's going to be effective for half a second.
Yeah, except now he's looking very uncomfortable and shifting in his seat, trying to find some comfort under the table.
What under the table?
Comfort.
Under the
Yeah.
table. He's got to
Comfortable
rearrange things
position.
down there.
Yeah.
I think I have a pillow that doesn't have vomit on it. Hang on.
Are you sure he's not looking for whiskey? Southern
And
Comfort.
I find one just go and just hand it over. Hey, my old band used to have a whatever that song is called when you're trying to put a baby to sleep. Yeah, it didn't sell well. And then I just go back.
Mhm.
And then I come back and like it was called Rocket Bite, just like Rocket Bite baby, but Rocket Bite usually. And then I go back.
But that would be perfect. What just happened out there with the Kiara and the bite?
It was the worst song we ever wrote. I was on Anglerfish for the first time in my life when I wrote that song.
You'd probably be totally into it.
If you're on Anglerfish, because you lose your sense of hearing, and when you lose your sense of hearing, when you're hearing muffles and you're writing the music. Anyway, back on topic. So, what are we actually doing?
The gist of it is, I have no fucking idea right now, but I know if we just try to go our separate ways and act like this never happened, they're going to come find us. That's how they roll. Because now we're
Well,
stuck with these motherfuckers.
so why
Yeah,
don't we
and
just take this on ourselves? I mean, we're supposed to go there. You're gonna hack him, find out what he knew, and then we are gonna return it. So why not we find out what he knows and decide what to do from there?
We were talking about doing that, and I'm not opposed, but I don't want to do it in the casino out in the open like Frink wanted us to do, because that was where we thought we might end up being fucking patsies because we're going to get caught in public.
Right, but
So we need to find him somewhere else.
Dulcie
he
gives
doesn't
just
come
a
out of the
little
casino though, right?
smile and says, "Well, I might know where he lives."
Fantastic.
and you decide to say this now.
Well, you didn't ask the right questions.
We haven't gotten to that part yet.
Fuck a duck.
You've known me long enough, Harvey. You know that I don't give the information until it's relevant.
And you know me
In
long enough to
conversation.
know, and you know me long enough to know that half of this is gone. So
Oh, but at least you're still pretty. And she like caresses your face.
I kind of just give her like a discerning, like a friendly fuck you face, just like
Also, roll me a concentration check, Harvey.
all right. Concentration. 13.
You are gonna get a whisper message in Discord.
Okay. Again, I'm hoping to get back up. Because my internet cut off twice, and I don't know if it was Discord.
Oh no.
Hearing a message in my ear. Something about mosquitoes, gotta love beer.
Do with that what you will.
Hey,
Oh, it was Discord. Oh no.
That's what he did.
I'm sorry. Come back to us.
He is.
yep, I had to shut off Discord. So I kind of look at Dulcie and I just say, Am I able to like take her somewhere like only the two of us can hear?
Yeah, absolutely. Have an office back in the storage area.
Yeah. And I kind of like eye towards past patches and her, and I just kind of ask, "Did you owe someone a favor a while ago?" And you know, someone patches knows.
No, Patches, when she set up shop here, she was, the new back alley med tech when I set up shop, where I'm at now when I took over.
Mm.
And so the first time one of my gang was hurt, we decided to test the waters. And she's not only a good med tech, she's good at keeping her mouth. But her mouth is good for other things.
I don't want to hear it. But so let me get this straight. You've met her on kind of a whim. She was in the area and she helped one of your guys. That was going to be one of my next questions. But it's more than just secrets that you have. You don't have to specify with me. All I'm asking is this something that's going to boil down our shorts later on?
Oh, not at all. It's been nothing but helpful to you so far. That's the reason she could get all of my messages down there and notice.
I feel like this is a conversation we need to have another time because, quite frankly, I don't know what questions to ask. It's on the tip of my tongue that I replaced. But so, do you want the third floor whiskey that we have?
She pulls a flask out of her boot and she's like, I always have good stuff on me. And she takes a swig and hands it to you. Take a drink.
Am I able to decipher her real quick?
Make a human perception check.
Oh, wait, no, wrong one. 13.
What exactly are you trying to figure out about her?
Just that the if there was anything tampered with the flask that she can handle.
You can't tell from her face.
Okay. Yeah, because my side of the face that's looking at her is the wrong part. So I kind of smell it, and before I take a swig, I go, "Yeah, but sometimes you got to have the shitty stuff to appreciate this a little more." And I take a tiny swig and give it back to her.
It is pure Everclear.
Boy, it's a good thing I took a tiny swig.
Yeah. If you weren't blind
Enjoy
before.
some rocket fuel.
She's all
Like
like,
someone, it's
"You're a good
like
boy, Harvey." And she gets up and she walks back.
That's nasty.
you know,
We used that stuff to make antibacterial spray when we were in New York for COVID because there was no hand sanitizer.
oh, Jesus
I use
Christ.
it to soak maraschino cherries in and then eat them.
We've also done that, but it was actually pretty effective to like spray our shoes and stuff. Smelled terrible.
Everclear?
Dulcie does go back down and sit in the same spot she had been in next to Domino, and she's like, "I apologize for that interruption. Continue if you had any other questions."
So you mentioned home where?
Risk's home?
You didn't say his home. You said you knew of a home that he was at. Now, if it's his, that's great. If it's someone else's, that's also important.
Oh, I told you that I know where he lives.
Doesn't
I'll
mean it's
give
his
you that
house.
information. Well, it's where he spends most of his time, and most of it is alone. And as far as I know, he owns the. I don't know that it's necessarily an apartment at that point. He's up on Tempestus level in one of those sections of one of the pagoda buildings.
Oh, fancy.
So tell
Do you
us
have
what you can
any?
about it.
I was about to ask. Do you have any information on security for the place?
Well, there's the normal security you would find up on Tempestus level for any of the not pushed together apartment homes. So there's usually only about 2 guards in the lobby, but to get up to where he is, it is a specially keyed elevator that goes directly to his door on the top floor. And he keeps when he's out, he's got the like 6 to 8 bodyguards with him. He dismisses all but 2 when he goes home, and then they are on a revolving schedule of 3 or 4 hour shifts.
Are they always the same guards that revolve out, or does he have a
I
larger
believe
stable?
there is a total of 8. He did lose 2 of them recently, though. So it would
Ow.
be a rival, somebody who wanted the information he had, as it is not unknown that he's a blackmail mailer. I can talk, I swear.
Words are hard.
Buy the merch.
So I think Harvey's got the same idea that I have. Is there a way we get Obscura and Lobo inserted into the rotation?
Well, now that I think about it, he did bring on a couple of new people, but the grapevine says that they weren't up to snuff.
Hmm.
So what company does he use for security? Danger Gal?
Yes. And, I mean, I have an inside person.
So Harvey, do you think with between the two of us we can figure out a way to get them inserted into the rotation and let them do their thing while we sweep up behind them?
I mean, it depends. Do you want me to see if I can call in some contacts and see if we can probably get them inserted, or are we talking like whack them and take their clothes? Because
Well, I
one's
think
cheaper than the other.
I think we could probably get uniforms without a problem, and uh, if we can't get exact ones, we can alter them enough to make it. I'm pretty good with the thread and needle, but
Now,
yeah.
may I add here, the last time that we tried to infiltrate someplace and whatnot, we ran into Frink, and Kiara works for Danger Gal, so we may be infiltrating an apartment, but we're dressing up as the people work for the company that Kiara works for.
Right.
So how do we keep that from her? Because she probably has a finger in everything, or one of her fucking tentacle feet things.
So what I was kind of thinking is that, if, and I'm not sure what your guys' preference are for location, but if we are in a closed building, like you mentioned, that makes it a lot harder to exit. So if we get him as he's exiting the building and can control the vehicle.
Hey, Dom, before we continue on with that sentence, as far as all of us know, we weren't followed, were we? I'd
Oh,
rather
last I saw
not.
Kiara, she was skittering across the side of a building. I don't know if she followed us here.
Entirely
Is it,
possible.
did anyone do a scan on her? Does she have like anything on her that she can hear us from afar?
The amount of cyberware she has, who knows?
She can
Oh,
probably hear somebody fart 3 levels up.
Lobo,
Mm.
can you make a distraction?
just send a, or not just send a, what? God, I forgot his girlfriend's name already, and she works for me. You with
Janetta?
the uniform.
You're a great
Janetta,
boss.
thank you.
You're great
All right.
boss.
You forgot Lobo's girlfriend's name, but she's your security guard. That's hilarious.
Do you give a mug? Do you give a mugs that says "World's Best Assistant" and cross it off and
I
Right off
just
something.
I just put a new number, a tick mark on it as they drop off. Um, just
You're
saying,
the
can
best.
you
You're the best seventh secretary I've ever had.
help Lobo up? And I'm gonna, because I'm apparently not nearly as paranoid as Harvey. I should be. I'll turn around. I'll just scan to see if there's any indications of listening devices. For perception, I get a. Oh no. I got a 9 with. I got rolled a 1 and a 2.
Do you need help?
I need no help. I know exactly what I'm doing.
I trust every
I'm
word
studying for my
that you are
business
saying.
courses that I am taking.
You look around, and halfway through looking, you're very distracted by the faces that Lobo is making at Janetta and trying to motion her towards the office that Harvey and Dulcie just left.
And Obscure just puts her hands down. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Remember,
Lobo.
duct tape. So he's not saying anything. It's just,
Lobo, you just kissed your ex-girlfriend in front of your current object of affection. You might want to just cut the shit right now. Just sit down. Just no more.
How does he
Janetta
breathe?
pats your head, and then she walks over and sits down next to Domino.
How does he breathe with that? With his nose and his mouth.
Still hasn't figured out it's on his face. That's the best part.
He's just sitting there with a tape over his mouth.
It's a good quality tape too.
He doesn't want to waste it.
Does Lobo have a beard? Or
No,
goatee
no,
or
he,
anything?
he
Okay.
is hair, shaved head, clean shaven. Well, he's got a little scraggle now because he.
About to get a wax.
Yeah.
Hey, Dolce,
Yes.
I do have a question.
I might have an answer.
Unless you stay silent after I ask this question, then I doubt that that's the answer. But what do you gain from telling us this information?
Roll a persuasion.
$14.
She looks you over and she says, It's as I've said that I have a vested interest in both yourself and Patches, and I'm seeing the qualities of uh, Obscura and Lobo and Domino to add to my network of people that I utilize.
I think I understand.
But I also have people inside certain companies. And let's just say having you finish this job is in my best interest.
Out of character. I cannot remember, but I'm pretty sure I caught some of those hand gestures last game.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Okay. So from her corner, Kiara's like, is Kiara one of those
Like,
people?
you are suddenly the spider lady.
That puts a
Sorry,
whole new
anyway.
spin on things.
You asked
Spin
what?
like a
Sorry.
Yeah, so I remember, like, I'm sitting here listening to her talking about this and how she has people inside Danger Gal and remembering the hand gestures. And I'm like, is one of those people Kiara by any chance?
Why, yes. She is one of the agents I have working on the inside, and by getting her in charge of Danger Gal, my esteem rises, and I will be elevated to running most of the mob business up on Tempestus.
yes, Lobo.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm not going to tell him about the. Are you?
Mm,
I'll
nah,
follow your lead on this.
I'm not getting paid
Great.
enough to say anything. So
So when you know that there's a vacancy in Danger Gal security for this guy, and you have a person on the inside, that's the person you're going to use to get us on this security detail.
Give me a human perception check and then a persuasion check.
It would help if I actually had pulled my dice out from its little shelf. No, it's supposed to. I think it was 10. Is a perception and persuasion, right?
Human perception and then persuasion.
All right. Human perception is 15. Persuasion. Where's persuasion? That's under
Cool.
persuasion. Ooh. Just a D10 again. Is also 15.
So you notice her considering a few things. And as she kind of goes, it's almost like she's going through files in her head. And she finally settles and gives you a look, says, "All right, you deserve this." There's very good reason that she left the two of you alive and didn't tell Frank.
okay,
Let her finish.
I'm sorry about the rest of your family. I was not part of all of this when that did happen. Kiara approached me when I set up shop down here. I hadn't had any previous interaction with her or, frankly, knowledge. She was very good at sticking to the shadows for all that she was looking for power and prominence. And she had a couple of good reasons to keep your brother specifically alive. And she saw somewhat in you that if things had fallen out differently, she thought could be moldable to her long-term goals. She knew that that wouldn't happen after everything that happened, but having you as a player on the board still intrigued her. Now, I'm not going to say she's a great person. She has done a great many horrible things, but quite frankly, so have I. Or I wouldn't be in the mob business.
Well, that's fantastic. I got kept alive to be a play toy. That's what I always never wanted. Well, I appreciate you being honest at least.
I will give you this. For all that she has suffered the loss of much of her humanity, there is one person that none of you know, whose life she puts above all else, including anything having to do with her own life.
okay.
I find that hard to believe, but I guess we'll figure that out as we come as that unfolds. So, is she going to be the contact that you get in touch with if we get put into the security detail?
Oh, I'm sure she's already listening and knows.
Fantastic. Well, at least that answers that.
I
I will leave you all with, before we go our separate ways this evening, and I will let you know when she contacts me about getting you into the security detail. I will leave you with, she is not all that she seems. And there could be some redemption yet. And then she gets up. Her man that's still there with her follows her out, and you hear the motorcycle start up, and they drive off.
I didn't even know they were still outside.
It was just the one guy, and then that has the motorcycle with her sidecar, so that he could take her back.
I
The
didn't
rest
even
of
know
them
he was
were-
outside either. I didn't even know he was outside
Oh,
either.
he was inside.
Yeah, he was inside with her.
You really didn't notice him.
You
You really
Uh,
needed
had
that drink.
Yeah. Hello,
fantastic
Dom.
stealth.
Yeah. Hello, Dom.
I'm just pointing out that you really needed that drink. It looks like it worked.
And Obscura pours herself some more whiskey, looks
Yeah,
at
if I
the
could-
shot, takes the shot, and then drinks straight from the bottle.
Yeah, if I could be, ever clear on drinking that again, I don't want to do it again.
Nobody ever wants to drink Everclear again. It just takes once.
I think I would have 5 cement mixers before I have that again.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
oh.
I mean, I did, but
How
Anyway.
you hate yourself.
One
It's not
day
that
we will talk all the times that we've almost died from alcohol.
my list is actually fairly small, amazingly. Because I used to drink a lot and held my liquor pretty well. A few times though. Anyway,
You know,
Anyway,
Matt,
so
your tape, it run out of stick.
were you licking it?
No, just breathing.
Usually it runs out of its stickiness when you lick it. So
That is strange. Why would you lick?
don't question.
I do not judge.
There are things I'm not getting into it. Anyway, so what do we?
I support your whatever, you know.
I don't even know what it
Janetta,
is.
from the table she's sitting at, kind of looks over at you, Lobo, and blinks eyes with you and says, "So about those kisses." And that's where we're going to go to break.
I pick up a bottle and I just go to the pool table. I'm like, who wants to play a game?
when Obscura gets up and says, "I will join you before I lose my shit," which she
Thank
might
you to
anyway.
everybody who's been hanging out with us for this crazy wild ride. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Welcome back. When we left off, Dulcie had taken off to go get things in the works. She did tell you that Kiara was listening, and that's where you're all left. And Janetta just asked from across the room, "Lobo, how were those kisses?"
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, in all honesty, Janetta, my only explanation is she took my mind from me long time ago, and I thought I'd gotten it back, and I didn't. So when I saw her again, no more mind.
Well, I guess there's a small mercy that at least you don't have anything like children with her. Takes another swig.
That would be
For fuck's
strange.
sake.
How many legs would they have?
It's the last fucking thing we need is for that. That's the last thing that he would have needed. And you did practice safe sex, right?
I mean, we were not in danger, so
Indeed.
Was he wearing armor?
I was wearing nothing. That is, Domino. That is what makes it better. Is when you are
Like, take a
ever
little
clear
risk.
with each other.
Whiskey is amazing. Just
She just like walks up closer. I didn't ask if you were safe from any kind of harm. I'm asking if you used fucking birth control.
I cannot give birth.
I swear to fuck, I already want to wring your neck. Don't make it worse.
You would have
Did
to
losing
stand
your
on
mind
tiptoes.
Play tonight.
Excuse me, did losing your mind actually make you forget about losing our whole ass family to her?
No, Oh, that
No,
was
but you
part of
decided to make
losing
out
my
with her
mind.
anyway. Yeah, yeah. So why?
Why what?
Why is it that you can't remember what she did
No, I
and you
remember.
try to sit here and make fucking excuses for her?
No excuse.
Yeah.
You take my mind. So
Mm-hmm.
I have no mind. Then I see her again, and I have no mind again.
You need to learn how to get your fucking mind. You're going to get yourself killed.
Well, I kill Fink, and then it'll be okay.
You don't kill Fink and then it's okay that she's still running around until I get at her.
You know, I am. You know, I. He leans in. You know, I do not know if I want to kill her. I
I know
do,
you don't.
but I don't.
No, I know you don't, which is why I'm going to do it for both of us. But
Fine. I do not
I
stop
need
you.
you to be more together because I can't kill her if you're up in her face, kissing her.
Oh, all right, everyone who set record straight. She kissed me first,
I don't give a shit. You
and
didn't walk away.
she had bangs that they. I have holes in my right here. You see my lip. There's holes. She bite me. She she bite me, and it was not pleasant.
So Obscura takes Lobo's hands and smacks them down on the table and looks at him and says, "You need to get it together because we can't have this happen the next time we see her.
Did you shoot her
I'm gonna
before
do."
she kisses me?
She kisses you, you walk
Shoot her
away.
before.
No, stop. I still have your hands. I'm not letting go until you listen to me.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
She did kiss me first.
I'm well fucking aware what she did first, and I damn near shot her head off. If you weren't in the fucking way, I might have.
You shoot her
She's
before she
toying
kisses.
with you, and fuck knows what she's gonna come with to hurt you next time.
I
You
mean,
understand that?
Oh, also as a heads up, just because I remembered, the two designers did go with the rest of Dulce's gang when they left to take them to a safe house.
oh,
That's
good.
good because it'd be really fucking awkward with them staring at us right now. It's enough with Domino,
Yeah.
Janetta, and everybody.
Like,
Clyde wandered off on his own, but
yeah.
So
I mean, it's all right. She, uh, you three, you four. He looks at Janetta. You four, um, you just kill her before she kisses me.
no. You can't just put it on us. Stop.
Well, I cannot stop her from kissing.
No, but you need to learn some
That would be
self-control.
rude.
Well, set some appropriate
give a shit.
boundaries here.
Appropriate
if
That's a
boundaries.
good idea, Domino. Boundaries are fantastic. How about you set a boundary that the fucking psycho, and Kiara, if you're listening, you're still a fucking psycho, you stupid bitch. Don't let the fucking psycho kiss you. Set a boundary.
She's not
No
here.
Exercise
psychos.
consent.
Is she here?
No, supposedly she's listening in.
Oh,
Ears are anywhere.
Yeah, clean the bar up a little bit so you can get some of that shit out of here.
boundaries though. I mean,
No, okay. So Lobo, boundaries. You've
right.
got legs that jump. Bound away.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Like a rabbit.
She leans in
A
for a
really,
kiss.
a really big fucking rabbit.
Domino,
Kangaroo.
Domino, I understand that is good plan, but problem is she has 6 more legs than I do.
You
So
know
she
what
gets tired faster.
And she just like waves Domino off for a second. Look at me. You know what the problem is? It isn't how many legs she has or if she kisses you first. It's the fact that you won't just let her go. You won't let go. That's you.
I don't know what you mean. I let her go.
Yeah, you fucking do. That's why you've held the torch for all this time, even though she killed our parents, our 3 brothers, some of our friends, all on my fucking birthday. And you still hold the torch for the woman that wholesale murdered your family.
Okay.
I'm lucky we walked away.
You're a
Okay,
very
but
patient woman.
You know what? I understand you are upset.
Upset
But
was
I
when
think
I got a B in high school. This is a little beyond upset.
I think what needs to happen is you just calm down a little bit, and we go find what is Fat Man Gambling House.
Janetta looks over to Domino and whispers, "In the history of ever, has telling a woman to calm down worked?"
I pull out my phone and do a quick search. No.
I start cleaning the bar, like trying to get away from this conversation.
There's one spot in particular at the other end, right?
Oh wow, this spot is not going. It's not going away.
Look, and then we do whatever you were planning.
Obscura like calmly reaches across the table and grabs Lobo's shirt and pulls him closer and is like, "Don't you ever fucking tell me to calm down when we're talking about the murder of our family. You are holding the torch for the murderous hunt that killed them." Yeah, don't like that word? I'm going to keep using it if you don't,
No,
listen to
it's
me.
the plain part that is the hard part.
Yeah. Either way.
It is hard because she has 8 legs. Like, how does it work? No,
Why don't you focus on the 8? You're focusing on the 8 legs, and I don't give a shit about the 8 legs. It's just 8 more things I gotta break.
I mean, they're cybernetic. It'd be hard.
I'll figure it out.
You do better just to like hack into her mind and break it, but she is psychopath, so it'd be difficult.
She just looks at you and she's like, "You won't address the problem."
The problem, I will address the problem. I will.
And as you say that, the bell above the door goes off and Nicholas walks in.
I'm just
And
Obscura
that is
just
the
like
problem right there. That is
and
the
Obscura
problem.
is still holding his shirt and just kind of turns and looks over at Nick and looks back. That is not the fucking problem. That is the last of the fucking problems.
That is the problem.
Nicholas kind of puts up his hands and he's like, "Hello, Bo. I know that you a terrifying person. I swear she didn't think it was a date. It wasn't a date."
Wait, what?
What? What are you talking about?
I'm on the other side of the bar. What?
What are you talking about?
She lets go of Lobo and then turns around and looks at him. "If you wanted a date, why didn't you just ask me on a date?"
You know, little sister. You know,
Huh?
little sister, we are very
I heard her.
Oh, he said, "Because you terrify me."
If you want to go on a date with me, you're gonna have to work on the fear part. I'm not that scary. Just don't tell me to calm down. And then she looks at Lobo.
He looks over at you, Lobo, and says, "You told your sister to calm down."
I have half a brain, and even I know not to
I'm
do that.
not that dumb, and I'm just here to look pretty.
I don't know what the problem is. Everyone is upset. If we just take a moment to breathe, meditate on being calm.
And she looks at Nick, and because she knows if she does, she's going to start it on him again. "I have a bottle of whiskey over there. Would you like some?"
Yes. How about we go sit out front and drink?
That works for me.
Good idea.
She just swipes up, not you.
Yes, no, you, just you. You go with him.
Yeah.
And Stop bullying me.
I'm not bullying you. You need to get over your bullshit with Kiara. Period.
He does throw the bottom lip out.
You can pout all you want, but you owe me a fucking apology.
I am sorry. I don't know what for, but I am sorry.
She just shakes her head. She's like, she just goes out with it.
He pulls his guitar off of his bike that he rode over, and he's like, how about we not talk and play a little while you drink?
That's fine too.
Janetta just looks over at you, Lobo, and shakes her head. You're
Hey,
lucky you're a good lacer.
hey, you were the one who put the tape and then left me dry.
Well, I'm not the one who was kissing an ex, now was I?
Ooh.
You just everyone misses she kissed me first. It's just
He's
Lobo, I've met
real bad
you.
with deflecting.
I've been real close to you. And you have the strength to push a woman away if you want.
wait, you can do that?
Man, this one
Janetta
spot here
puts
is just
her
not.
head in her hand and turns her head to Domino and says, I'm gonna go for a walk and check the perimeter before this man drives me to murder.
Would you like me to help you?
Huh?
Would you like some help? I think Harvey and I need to go find some cleaning chemicals for his bar.
Let's go on an excursion then. She looks over at Patches and mouths, I'm sorry.
I do. Okay, you'll be safe then.
Now, Lobo, note that if Harvey goes with them, and it's just Patches and you sitting in this bar right now, there's nobody there that can tell you no about alcohol.
Shit. He doesn't have enough.
Yeah. So it
We're all
takes
gonna
him
come
about
back
a
to
minute, and then he looks over at the bar, clocks that there's no one there.
Well, Patches is sitting at the bar.
No,
she's
but behind the
only-
bar.
Yeah.
And he he goes and just kind of slides over the top and goes, Patches, you get drink. We have, I don't know. He grabs a random bottle, pops it, takes a swig, and goes, this is okay. You want
She's
some?
like, I'll stick with my watered down beer, thanks.
Okay. Nah.
You do notice that she's like talking to somebody on her phone, like texting, but otherwise.
So he didn't like it, so he goes, nah, and throws it. Oh, let's see this one. This one. Oh,
Patches looks at the bottle you threw and she takes some money out of her pocket and like puts it under the till.
you know, Patches, the problem with women,
Oh, do tell.
they're hard to they're hard to understand.
She pats you on the head. Okay, Lobo.
I mean, you are a woman, but you have seen me naked and you don't care, so doesn't it's different, I think.
Oh, Lobo, I don't swing that way.
That's what I mean. Now that you'll not be bothered by my naked.
She says, no, that didn't bother me. Just the sardines.
Those were very good. Does he have any sardines?
Make a perception check. At disadvantage. Roll twice and take the lower.
Okay.
I don't know if if disadvantage is a thing in this game, but I'm making it a thing.
You're
for
making it a thing. So
Today it is a
Four-
thing.
14.
You don't have sardines on you, but you do notice some on a shelf under the bar.
Good mask. Good mask. All right, here we go.
You take them
Well-
out, and Patches sees what you pulled out, and before you can open them, she books it for the door. And as she almost trips over Obscura, got fucking sardines, and just keeps walking.
It's like, well, I'll
I-
see you in a bit.
But now I am drinking alone.
And eating sardines with alcohol.
I'm Showrory. Showrory and Shad in a row.
All right. Anything specific anybody wants to do in our little split off group?
At
I
this
mean-
point, sorry.
I was like, this is the first time I've actually seen Nick in game, so I don't know, maybe like have a conversation, but he's playing guitar for me right now. But that's about it. So she looks at him and is like, so a date, huh?
I mean, if you're willing. I know that I'm a goofy, lanky son of a bitch, but I still look pretty. He is all about that looking pretty. uh, but if you would like to, I would love to take you out on a date.
Just like, are you really that conceited though, or is it just bullshit for the persona?
It's the persona, and it kind of sticks, and people just keep telling me I'm pretty, and
I
I
mean,
want to be pretty.
I never thought you were pretty. I thought you were handsome.
Well, thank you. I think
Really?
you're drop dead gorgeous. And he kind of stops playing and puts his hand on your leg.
She kind of looks at him and is like, I've just been waiting for you to ask, right?
Well, he goes back to playing, and now he starts playing a sad song that you recognize as one of his band songs. That's all I had to do was ask.
Pity.
She just kind of leans back and goes back to her whiskey. Kind of leans kind of closer as he plays.
Domino and Harvey, as you walk the perimeter with Janetta, she is actively on the lookout for Kiara or anybody else who seems to be lurking.
So we're in the front of my bar, like outside, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've walked past Nick and Obscura, and Janetta has taken you to the right of the building, and kind of, it's not like it's attached to other buildings on the sides. It's not just a standalone. So it's kind of like walking to the other side. She climbs up a fire escape to go on top of the next building, walks over, and like is checking around your building and your part of the building specifically.
Okay. And I kind of, as I'm witnessing this, I kind of look at Domino and I go, I very much bet Lobo is going through the bar right now. And he took 3 of the same drink, but the third one was the best one. Guarantee it.
It was the same bottle, right?
What was that?
It was the same bottle that he took all 3 drinks out of, right?
It might even be the same bottle. He just picked it up 3 times. I don't know.
Right. So how are we going to get these guys to actually get away from their personal problems? Because this family squabble is starting to get a little challenging.
If you want my honest to God opinion currently, and I'm not a therapist, but if we want everyone to be in the same mindset, I don't see Lobo apologizing to his sister because he doesn't know what he did. Patches doesn't really, say too much, but she communicates a lot.
Yeah,
So-
she's on her phone with someone
She's like a
Ju-
teenager. Yeah.
Well, I saw it keeps seeing other people on their phones at the same time. So I'm one, and the thing has got I didn't quite catch a good glimpse of it earlier, but it's got me wondering if she's got some other game going that we're not aware of.
That's what I'm uncomfortable of. And I mean, I haven't been a fixer long, long enough as some of these people that I know, but I've been a fixer long enough to know if I feel like, I have a reason to not trust someone and then they give me that reason, I stay the fuck away from them. But I don't want to jump to saying
Mm.
that's what's going on with her. But
Now, the feeling I'm getting is that something's happening that she's being given some direction on. She's trying to accomplish another task. Um, but it was really hard when Dolce was here because I feel like Dolce was a part of it. I saw her working on her phone. Frank's
uh,
been working on
uh,
his phone with her. I'm sure.
usually, yeah, and usually Dolce, you know, would give me some information, but when she gets into her, you got to ask the right questions kind of ordeal.
Hmm.
eh, I'm not a fan of it, to be honest, because quite frankly, a week later, I hear something in the news that scares me. And by scares me, I mean, like, if you put yourself in the mentality of the person who didn't predict that that was going to happen, I'm used to it, but, comes back every now and then. But I think at this point, we're pelvis deep into muddy shit. So I think what we need to do is essentially get those costumes for the
Hmm.
security guards, or maybe figure out another way.
Yep.
And because all we really need to do, or could we even just get an audience with Risk? Because
Remember when we first were talking about him? One of the things that came up was how
it's naked.
he's naked. He's got a lot of information on a lot of people.
Domino, give me a
Just bring.
bureaucracy check for Risk.
All right.
Because he is
So,
technically a bureaucrat in that he's at the level of a lot of these people, but outside of that system.
I'm going to spend 2 points of luck on this.
There you go.
So I rolled a 9. I've got a 10, so that's 21.
Okay, yeah, you know just enough about those that work outside of any megacorp and doesn't work for any other and smaller corporation and is just a hustler basically for
Hmm.
information. You've known enough of them that you know it takes somebody that is extremely paranoid and extremely savvy in how he builds his architecture uh
Mm.
to stay that way, and that for all that Frink had put on the table of, yeah, just peer to peer and you'll get the information from him,
Hmm.
it probably wasn't ever gonna be that easy,
Well, it
uh
never is, obviously.
unless the cyber deck that she pulled off of Leech has a specific program that they needed.
Hmm. Right, but so the other thing I'm wondering about this is that if we get the audience, from what I could tell, Obscura is pretty good about figuring things out. And since he tends to travel along with minimal security, he may not notice her hacking him if we could distract him.
And Harvey kind of looks at Domino and goes, well, and I kind of just go to like, I kind of just like go to a random door that I know that like leads to like an outside shack in around Howlers.
Sure.
And pull open the door and I pull out a bass guitar and I say, just need a few people. I can be the distraction.
And I know a few people, so do you, but if you could lay down a nice sweet beat, I can put down some moves. I I I have a 10 in dance.
What? Wait, what? Like, what do you? What kind of dancing do you do? Are we talking like ballet, moshing, both?
Well, I was
Moshing?
well, I can, but Lobo's a little bit better at that than me. I was thinking more along the lines of um, so we got the bozos that we were dealing with. They're probably not the best ones, but uh, there's a group out in the docks that I used to hang with. They might be good ones to do because they do street dancing and they mix capoeira into it.
Okay, piquing
We'll
my
give it a
interest.
second for Eric to come back.
But
Eric disappeared.
Nope,
Other
yeah,
Eric.
Sorry.
Oh,
they're
I don't.
both here.
I'm
I'm
here.
here.
Okay, now I can see him. He disappeared and I couldn't hear him. So
No,
Oh.
Eric
everybody's
was
been
once
talking
he
all
was
the time.
gone.
Wait, which Eric? Which Eric disappeared? Because like I saw
did.
both of us and we were fine.
Yeah.
Nope, everybody's been fine the whole
You
time.
completely disappeared and I couldn't hear you.
No,
Anyway,
Weird.
Sounds like a
gremlin.
chaos goblin to me.
So I'm gonna start making calls to the people that I know to get a group out where his place is. So and then do you want to get a hold of your band members, or do you just want somebody
Well,
that?
two of them are dead, and one of them I will kill if I see her. So I think
Okay.
I'll just find three that can suffice.
as you
All right.
remember that Nick was just playing on the steps of your bar. And you do
That's a
know
good
that
point.
he is in a band and he is a rocker boy that plays quite frequently.
What instrument does he play?
Uh he usually plays electric guitar when doing the big things, but he has an acoustic guitar that he keeps on his bike, and that's what he was playing for Obscura when you guys walked out.
Okay, he's gonna have to get an electric. We're not doing that acoustic shit. We're not doing any of that 4-chord bullshit. Okay, we're playing music. We're not playing background with smoochy smooch. We're playing music. And you see Harvey is like getting into like this real, like you can tell that Harvey's the kind of person who he likes talking more about, progressive like progressive music and like getting into theory and all that. And then he just kind of stops and he goes, I'm fine.
oh, he's
I'm
that
fine.
guy.
Yep.
You do know that since you still keep your ear to the music scene, that he is the lead singer and lead guitarist for the Scoundrels.
Mhm.
And while they really just play Ignis for the most part, they have had a couple of engagements where they play up on Tempest. So they are fairly well known.
What would I need to do? Like, do I know him well enough that I can just ask him, or can or would I have to be like, I'd have to have that conversation with him?
You would have to have that conversation with him because you know of him. You did not realize that he was friends with Lobo and possibly maybe dating Obscura.
I mean,
What a
there's
day.
probably a real easy way to get him to go along with it. So
Yeah.
just tell him that he's helping Obscura.
Maybe a
So
About
dating.
this time on the porch there, uh, you and Nick hear a really loud racket from inside the bar, and it's loud enough that the radio link in Nick's uh cyber audio like screeches in his ear, and he's like, ah, as Lobo has found the jukebox and blasted a song called Just Shoot that is by the biggest rival band to Nick's. And it is very loud, very heavy, and he has it turned up as loud as it'll go.
Well, apparently my brother is drunk as fuck now and trying to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can tell. He
You're right.
does like push the buttons that'll turn down the radio link that he has, but that blasted in his ear directly because of the radio link.
She just looks at her like, you gonna be all right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, no.
we can ask
I'm
some
good.
patches to look at your ear, make sure it's okay.
There's no blood, we're good.
All right, go with that. I think we'll leave him to his misery for a little bit longer.
And you two, Domino and Harvey, you hear this really loud music coming from the bar as well. And Harvey, you know that it's louder than you even put it for like the Friday, Saturday night crowd.
I run in and I just unplug the jukebox. And I also open the jukebox and I pull that CD out and I throw it out the window and I close the jukebox and I'm just like, I don't even know why I have that fucking song. And I just walk out.
So Lobo was sitting against the jukebox with about 4 or 5 empty bottles around him.
I look at it and I'm like, that's the bad stuff anyway.
It was
Well, you got to
gorgeous.
remember, after you've had the first drink, it doesn't matter how good it is. So that's why when I was in the army, we got a good case of beer and then 2 cases of light.
Yeah.
First for the flavor and the rest just for the effect. That's how
Yep.
it is.
True story.
Just like music. Sometimes most bands that I know, they play the best songs first, and then the rest, if the people are already running into each other, it doesn't matter.
Or if it's like the System of a Down concert, they just all ran in circles. They weren't even like having a
the
mosh pit.
entire pit was full, and most of the people just stood there, and then there was a group of teenagers, maybe even older, and they just ran in circles. They weren't even moshing. Like they weren't hitting each other. Like they were avoiding each other.
Yeah, it was real weird.
I don't think I've ever seen that. And I've
The
seen
Me
ring
System.
of
neither.
death with no teeth.
I've seen System with Deftones. That was one of the best shows I've ever seen.
We saw them
yeah.
with Korn.
System was great. I had a good time. I've seen Korn like 3 times, so
Yeah.
But anyway,
Anyway,
I think I'm
Lobo is
blind drunk at this
wasted.
point. Yeah. Semi-conscious right now.
Leaning up against jukebox.
Yep.
Is no longer playing music.
Does Lobo even
Moving a
notice
little
that? Is what
bit.
I'm curious.
No. He's singing the song.
Can we hear him outside?
Yeah.
Let's see if there's
singing skill.
I don't think in this case a singing skill really matters with as drunk as
I
you
will
are.
give you play instrument since a voice is technically an instrument. So it's
I'll
under
be
10.
honest, I don't have that.
if it
But
breaks,
you got
so
persuasion, right?
if it breaks,
Maybe
you
you
can't
can
replace
persuade
it.
persuade everyone that you can sing.
I'm just saying, at this point, I don't really think it takes talent or a role. We pretty much could probably hear it 3 streets over.
Play
It is probably more like a
instrument.
wailing.
I have a +2.
Being projective is the impressive part.
I mean, it's Lobo. He's like big and, loud.
So that's a 21.
Shit.
Did you
Like I
roll
said,
it
2
10?
streets over.
10 and a 9.
2 streets over.
So you're sitting there and you're like, I can better. And you just belt it out. And Obscura, you and Nick here on the porch, you can't recall your brother ever really singing, but when he does, like you think back, and when you were in high school, there was a moment that you came upon him just out working in the fields because he enjoyed it and just singing and this clear bell voice. And that's how he's singing this very hard, loud rock song.
I just kind of look at Nick. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot he can actually sing. I only heard it the once.
So while they're trying to control the damage, I'm going to start setting up a concert in the street near his place and bribing people to make sure that he gets a word that might be something that he might want to see.
Sounds good. And even if we suck, make sure that they talk us up. I'm kidding. We're not going to suck. If we suck, I'll kill everyone.
I would say a streetwise check for contacts of the not so savory element to put this together.
Okay.
And I will find the bandmates. I go
Here it
in.
is.
Yeah. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to approach Nick.
All
We're
right,
sitting outside.
I'll apply 2 points of luck to my roll. And I got
Go
an 8,
inside
so
and go
that's a
out.
10 plus 10 is 20.
Okay, yeah, you
You don't
have
want to go
enough
inside anyway.
you have enough contacts in your phone and some names that Harvey gave you as you guys were talking about it that you start making the connections and setting it up. You do manage to get uh look at my saved map. The ZQ Theater, which is the giant theater up on Tempestus level, that is built the same as the theater down on Ignis, where the BattleBot food truck wars happen.
Miss BattleBots.
Does the
I
Q
gotta
theater?
do that animation.
We'll get there eventually.
That's a
Looking forward to it.
visiting. I'm marking that
So-
on my notes. I'm gonna have to visit that place.
Then I'm gonna let Obscura know what we're planning.
So yeah, you're doing that as you and Harvey both walk up to the bar, and Obscura and Nick are out front. So Harvey can talk to Nick about band stuff, and you can ask Obscura what you need to.
So you still got that deck, right? That we
Yeah.
got from downstairs.
Yeah, it's
So
got some interesting programs.
so when we're talking, got the idea that that might have a program on it that you can use. I don't know if you've examined it yet.
Yeah, I found one program that's like tarot cards. I have to explore a little bit more. It's pretty cool though.
Okay. Well, apparently that's going to may have a key to his personal architecture.
All right, well, I'll dig further
And
into it.
and so I'll go over the details of how we're going to use the band and dancing to distract him when he's out there, so that he won't notice you infiltrating.
It's an interesting tactic. Might work. I don't know.
But
Someone like him is pretty paranoid, so he may still catch me in the act. So I just need to make sure that Lobo's in line to make sure to pay attention.
yeah, but the thought I had here is maybe we get patches, put together some sort of aerosolized drug that'll distract him enough that he's not as noticeable, that sort of thing.
We could try that. So we'll have to talk to Patches about it. There are a couple layers here. So dudes like that do like drugs
Mhm.
because they like to party hard. So he's gonna have higher immunity. He may still be paranoid enough that any kind of paranoia, especially with new security, may supersede that. So we're gonna have to proceed carefully. I'm not against the plan
Right.
because I actually would appreciate this distraction. Will make my job a whole hell of a lot easier. I think at least
So
it'll lower the difficulty level a bit.
yeah, and I'm thinking about you're saying about him being paranoid. You know, he's got a security. Maybe we can bribe one of them to add the substance to his existing stock, so he doesn't notice that it's. So we don't have to sneak up to him.
I mean, we could do that, but we'd
Any
have to
other
bribe
ideas
somebody in
there?
advance. I mean, we could talk to Dulce and see if one of the security guards she can hand it off to one of the security guards, since we already know Kiara's going to be like, have a hand in this. We don't have a choice. We're going to end up in bed with this bitch. So we might as well use what we can from it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep the number of people that are involved minimal so that we have fewer leaks. I feel like that
Well,
might be our biggest issue.
Dulce already knows. She
Mhm.
gave us the information. Kiara probably already knows because she's been listening the whole time. And if she wasn't listening at that moment, Dulce is a straight line to her. So they're already in. I don't have a choice but to work with what I have in front of me. And as much as I would love to kill Kiara, that's a personal issue. So we just need to figure this out and get through this part and figure out what we're going to do with this information. I had a moment. Now I need work. So we need to work with what's in front of us. So we may see if Dulce can pass the drug off on the shift before us to compel and just switch out his entire stock with that. That way he's already high when we get there.
Yeah, well, that's the idea, is to do it before he comes out.
Right. So we get him high before we get there. We come on as his new security, and he's already high with whatever Patches comes up with. So he might be a little bit more relaxed. He might still be on edge, so it might still be a little bit more difficult for me.
Right, but the distractions, all this stuff should make it easier. That's the goal. We know it's going to be difficult. We just want to make it less.
Yeah, those things will lower the difficulty level. So if we can do that, then I can go from there. So I'm good with it. And unfortunately, like I said, these two already know. So
Harvey, anything else that we there. Hey Harvey, anything else we might be missing?
And I'm kind of like in the middle of a conversation with Nick, and so we got the security guard. We got something that'll hopefully lead this guy out. We got to consider if there's any other security, and we also got to consider, are we just trying to get in contact with him, or are we looking to bag him to interrogate him later?
I don't think we're trying to bag him. I think the goal is to get inside his brain. But
yeah, we need. I mean, honestly, whether we kill him or whether we just take what we want and fucking leave, I don't really care. Like, I'm not out to kill this guy. I mean, if we have to, we have to. Like, I'm.
Get him in the mosh pit. Get him in the mosh pit.
Yeah, just toss him in, let him get tossed around like like a rag doll, whatever.
If someone, because I was thinking if he's on something,
right,
and if someone else or in the mosh pit is able to give him something else, and we can drag him out of there. Do we know anyone? Wait, Patches is a does Patches have any paramedic clothing on her?
Oh, she's a med tech. I'm sure Dulce could get her something.
She could come up.
Dulce.
Yeah, I mean, maybe someone can take him out as though he's on a stretcher, like real quick. Well, we have to be really quick about it.
That shouldn't be too difficult. If we got enough of the distraction from the band and stuff, we don't even have to pre-prepare for that. There's an aid station that's going to be there. We'll just stop in there and I'll commandeer some for her and get the other techs there to get him out with her. That looks all above board. Nobody cares.
Right. And then another thing is too, once we get it from him, we'll need another distraction to cause the band and everyone to disperse, because then we have to find a place. We cannot come back to this bar.
No, we need to find some place to lay low for a minute. I mean, honestly, with the way that Kiara and Fink Big Brother everything, I don't have any doubt they'll find us, but we need to be low from everybody else.
Do we have another way into the sewer?
It's just the 4 stairways that go down into Ignotus. Do really quick for me, Harvey, give me a concentration check.
Do we know where the chutes are?
Yeah, in the boardroom that we were at.
Other than the boardroom.
Jesus Christ. He messaged
13.
you that Lobo is now singing My Heart Will Go On.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And everybody outside, and Obscura just kind of looks at everybody and is like, he usually after this and maybe a couple of other really horrible songs, he'll pass out. Just let it go.
He then goes into Let It Go.
So why not just put Lobo on stage? That'll get everyone running.
He won't
He's only
sing
going
it
to
for
get
the people.
halfway through Can You Feel the Love Tonight before he passes out.
And I kind of look at my bass guitar like, but I want to play.
Okay, well, let me solve that problem for you right now. He will not get up on stage and sing. I caught him singing exactly once, sober, and he was so embarrassed that for a week he wouldn't talk to me. So you're fine. Nobody's gonna upstage you.
And I just want to play. But if would we? Because Nick sings and plays guitar, right?
Yep.
Right. We just need a keyboardist and a drummer.
Nick has a
I
whole
just-
band.
So
So
I just look at Nick. I'm like, so are you ready to get pulled into this?
I mean, you know me, I love to get into trouble.
This is the trouble that got my family killed. You sure you want this?
Well, as long as I'm there, that's at least one more person watching your back, yeah.
All right.
And Harvey, with that concentration check, you do know that up on Tempestus, you have a contact with a safe house that you're
Okay.
likely to be able to use. So
Okay.
you wouldn't even have to leave the Tempestus level, and it's maybe a mile and a half from the concert venue. So
Right. So are we? And what's our escape? Are we trying to run to it, or are we going to use a vehicle?
We should probably have a car ready. And um, now
Has
I
to be.
can't remember your assistant's name.
Meta.
Janetta. It was right there. I was like, I just look at Domino. I'm like, Janetta can have a car waiting. We can all just load up and bolt, and
Yeah. Make sure it's a rental.
Nick's band can disperse however they want to disperse. Nick, if you want to come with us or go with them, whatever, but we can all just go.
You also can probably pretty easily get your hands on a Tempestus level ambulance for Patches and one other person to take with passed out dude in the back.
Yeah, I just figure if we honestly, I like your plan because if we pass him around like a party favor, he'll be so distracted it'll make my job a lot easier. Then I just got to deal with whatever he's got in his head to guard his info.
It'll also make following him a lot more difficult because they won't know where to go. In fact, we should probably get a couple random people in stretchers when we're going and play a shell game with them.
I mean, Nick speaks up. I know an acting troupe that probably would be willing to help out.
Oh yeah, you do know those folks, huh? They're
That's a
pretty
good
cool.
idea.
Hey Nick, I just got one question. You mind if we play a song from Hierarchs?
I think we could handle.
All right.
And on that note, that's where we're going to end for tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out who is in the audience. Thank you to all of my players tonight for a very exciting RP game. Much happened. It was great. Let's go around and meet our players one more time. Eric with two C's.
I am Eric. I'm the exec domino, and I am trying to arrange a kidnapping.
Sounds like a good time.
Where can we find you online, even though it's in chat?
Anywhere, any social medias at despair.
And other Eric.
Yep. So my name is Eric. I play Half Moon Harvey, the Fixer. I am also Trials of Bren TTRPG on Instagram and Twitter. I am creating a easy to learn tabletop game that takes place 10 years after a war with advanced AI. And I am actually currently creating a free version of the game before the big one comes out. That's gonna, did I say free? Yeah, it's gonna be free. And possibly at some point you guys may be able to see what that's like on this channel. So stay tuned.
Point whenever you're ready, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
Pat, you can find me as Autumn Knox on Twitter. You can find me. It's becoming every Wednesday now on either Chaos Curiosities or Chaos Commentary. We've kind of morphed Curiosities into a whole other thing that's been a lot of fun.
I got
And
tired
every
of
Friday night,
talking to myself.
she did. I mean, it was good for a while and it served purpose, but it now needs to serve other purposes. So we're turning into something else. It's cool though. We get myself and Kristen and sometimes Chad on there, and we chit chat. One night it was just me and Chad. Kristen bailed, so it was good.
I was tired.
It's okay. you
They
can
saved
be
me from
tired.
the burnout because I
She
stream a lot.
she does a lot. I have to force her ass to take breaks, so it was good. And then you can find me every Friday here on Cyberpunk playing Obscura, our Netrunner, with the problem of her brother, which we'll figure out. And other times, just find me behind the scenes doing the things, pulling the strings as the wizard behind the curtain.
And also, you can check out the PTRPG that Kat and I wrote. I dropped the link for that because we wrote a thing.
We did, and cumulative time, I think I figured out was about 3.5 weeks over the 2 month span that it took us to get it all done.
Wow.
It was pretty cool. So,
And last but certainly not least, Tim.
Tim, playing Blackmore on Twitter. I am playing Lobo, the blind drunk murder hobo. Who is honestly a blast to play. I don't know if it'll be overlapping, but I'll be pulling a bit of a magic trick as I will be on Guild Superior, his channel on Friday as well. But it's going to be pre-recorded, so I won't be in two places at once. But we're going to be playing a 4-part like saga that's really cool in a homebrew world, and I'll be playing a bard, so a lot
Oh, we
different from
love
Lobo.
when Tim plays a bard.
Yeah, a
He makes
lot
our
different from Lobo.
werewolves then.
Yeah. Well, this bard is actually talking of different than Lobo. The bard I'll be playing has a crippling fear of the fairer sex. So,
which is the polar fucking opposite. That's great.
yep.
Tune in Fridays for Lobo and Anti-Lobo.
Yes,
Yeah.
basically.
His name's Eno. So, Lobo and Eno.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I am Kristen. I have been your GM for tonight. You can find me on the internet at Darth Surrealish. You can find me most Saturdays, though we are not coming back. Show's not coming back till the 10th, but I will be on vacation, so I won't be back till the 17th of September. But over on Exquisite Corpse Presents. And you should all go wish DK a happy birthday tomorrow, because tomorrow she turns 30.
Happy
She is
birthday!
our
Wish we were
darling
there.
on Twitter, and you should go tell her. On Mondays, I'm here with my 5e homebrew for Madness Takes Artena, where everything I run shit just gets weird, and we're just gonna leave it at that. On Tuesday,
It's weird.
at 1, we have our watercolor wizard, Maria, doing some more art. She did last week. My elder emo heart grew 3 sizes last or earlier this week because she drew my
Now.
undead or my reborn rogue for the Thursday night game.
Your emotional support undead.
Yeah, I am an emotional support undead. It's amazing. Check out her art. She's great. Then later on Tuesday at all times Pacific, because I know to say that. At 4:30, she will be running her 5e homebrew game, Misguided Magic. Wow, I drew a blank for a second there. Where we're stuck in political intrigue, and Scoria might be sneaking out for a date with a hot elf woman.
Pissing off your hairless cat best friend there.
And then on Wednesdays, we've this Wednesday coming up, we have Chaos Commentary, and our new friend Katie Cunningham is going to come on, and we're going to talk TTRPGs as some cool women, and I'm excited. And then Thursday, our friend Chad runs At the Threshold, where I get to play the emotional support. And then on Friday, find me back here doing this. Thanks for coming out, y'all. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.